Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Let me turn this TV down. Good evening. Happy Friday. I hope everyone's Friday is going well. Um, us here in Illinois and other Midwest sections of the United States, we're experiencing some cold and bad weather, and it's just a little nasty. But if you live here long enough, it's nothing to be too surprised about. So, good evening, good evening, good evening. I am here this evening to help and give some words about business and people doing business above board and having completion when it comes down to your brand. Okay. Now, I am a stickler when it comes down to business. And I'm happy that I have people who surround me who are very knowledgeable as far as business goes. Now, the one thing that I hear a lot on social media is I'm a brand, I'm a brand, I'm a brand, I'm a brand. You could be a brand in your own mind, but until you put a trademark in to be copywritten, anyone can take you. Now, a lot of people like to be like, what does that mean? They could snatch you up. A name of a business, anything like that. If it is not trademarked, it means absolutely nothing. You actually, in that space, and when you come up with a name, if you don't have your T's crossed and I's dotted, and what you want, the name that you want, is secured through the Library of Congress, which is some governmental shit. You don't own it. You don't own it. So this evening, that's what I'm going to be discussing. And I have someone here. I don't know where he is, but if he's here, he will come up and answer any questions. And if anyone needs to know, this little star on my face is a pimple pad. You all have to get them. They're cute and they have medicine in them, and they help relieve a pimple here and there on your face. So my journey, pardon me, my journey with copyright and things like that. It started after Craig died, and Craig had a company. Oh, I don't had this thing on really tight, y'all. Craig had a company. It was his production company that his royalties money was, you know, I don't know. He was doing something, which he attempted to do, but he didn't follow through. But he had a company, and upon his passing and going through probate and everything like that, I seen the company, and my attorneys were talking about it, and I was just like, well, you know, this is his production company. I was like, let's trademark this. So at the time, I spoke with my attorney. His name is Jeremy Spicala. Um, he is an intellectual property attorney. Intellectual property has to do with mechanical royalties, um, intellectual royalties, or anything that you have broken down, names of businesses, so on and so forth. Unbeknownst to me, Craig had never copywritten the name of the company, which was Macworld. And when we went to go do it, my attorney was just like, we can't do it because it's too close to, Mac, like the computer people. I don't have money like that to battle people in that echelon. So I just let it go and started a whole new company. Um, People really need to learn to protect their brand for real. Protecting your brand is by coming up with a name, paying the money to have it copywritten. Now, just because you have something copywritten does not mean it's yours forever. You have to pay every year on it. If you don't pay every year on it, the Library of Congress will consider it abandoned and anyone can purchase, pardon me, the name that you have abandoned. So that's where I am right now. What I do, shit, fell off my phone stand. What I like to do, I so affectionately call it vulturing. Yeah, I call it vulturing. And the reason why I call it vulturing is when you have a company name and you haven't procured that name from year to year to year to year to year, a motherfucker like me will come in and I'll buy it. Okay. Um, is it wrong? No, it's business. And that's one thing a lot of people don't understand. It's business. You never know, once a name might pop, you could be like, hey, I own that. And they're using that. So let me get down and let them know, hey, I own that. What I implore people on social media is if you have a true brand, please get it copywritten, um, a, a name of a brand, whatever. A lot of people will like to think that just slapping an LLC on something is protection. No, an LLC is limited liability. And what that is, how can I explain it? Dan, where are you? Where are you, Dan? Um, Instead of you putting your business stuff into your own name. So let's just say your name is Bob Jones, all right? But you have a business and you decide that you're going to get an LLC. So you do Bob Jones, Bob, let's just say Bob BJ LLC. The LLC is what you need to protect you from people coming at you privately. It's the difference between me suing you and suing your LLC. Now, when you have a business, you would prefer for people to sue your LLC, which means you have to set up other things. Make sure your name is copywritten. Make sure you have bank accounts in your company name. That's really important. But a lot of people don't do that, which means you are incomplete when it comes down to doing business. And this is where Miss Roxy comes in to try to motivate and to help you. Because you can get a scandalous, really friendly bitch like me who would take your shit. I take it and I sit on it. Ooh, I sit on it. And then I say, hey, you don't own that. And I'm gonna need you to stop using that name, or I'm gonna need you to pay me for the name that you're using because you don't own it. A lot of people like to think LLCs protects them from things, and that does not protect you. What protects you is having things copywritten. LLCs is limited liability, and people can go after your company instead of going after you. So hold on, I'm just gonna. I am trying to figure out how to do this because I'm supposed to have a guest. this evening. Okay. All right. I haven't done this in a minute. Paste. Okay. So that's the whole thing. I like to do business above board, and a lot of people look at me like, hey, Rox is the airhead. I'm really, really not. I'm a little bit more together than what you might think. But if I can help the next person figure out real life business moves, I'm going to do that. Remember, get your LLC, but also whatever name you want for your company. And remember, your company name that you want copywritten does not have to be your LLC. What I like to do is buy things through my LLC. It offers a certain level of anonymity that people don't know. I'm just not going to be out. I'm just going to buy it under Roxanne. No, I'm going to figure it out a different way. But also know that when filing things like copyrights, you should have an attorney to do it because you can get a thing called a kickback. And that's where they be like, no, this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right. Remember, you're dealing with the Library of Congress. Yeah, it's true. Oh, and all six people here who are in my bushes, good evening. I hope you hit the like button. Um, I like to give knowledge. Yeah, a little bit of knowledge. So if anyone has any questions, please let me know. Dan, if you're here, um, please come up. Hold on, let me check. I got a message. Sorry about that. I'm back. I had to check a message and send a message. But anyway, a lot of people like to, take YouTube or Instagram or IG or TikTok. They want to take that lightly. There are people who are making crazy money off of it, but you have to really protect your brand. And people, honest to God, don't actually protect their brands. I want to be able to make sure you protect what's yours. Now, I've had people, some friends tell me before, they're like, wow, Roxanne, that's really mean that you would come in and just snatch someone's name or take the name of, hello, Red, my beautiful little brother. Um, it's not personal, it's business. And that's where people fuck everything up. It's business. You see something, it's not owned, buy it. Red knows that. Same way with property. Names could be property. But until you solidify that you own it, it's up in the air. Hold on, you guys. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Someone needed instructions. But let 2024 be your year of completing business. You know, stop half-ass doing things. Go for the gusto. Hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. Here I come. Whew, I had to go to the bathroom. Beer, go figure. But yeah, I just want 2024 to be a better business year for everyone. And, you know, stop considering yourself a brand and protect the brand. Are you really protecting your brand? That's the question. Are you really protecting your brand? Well, I'm here to tell you, if you haven't trademarked, LLC, start an account under your company name, no, you're not. You're just a name on a social media website. Okay. I know it sounds mean, and they're probably like, oh my God, Roxanne is such a bitch. No, I'm not. I'm trying to tell you what to do. That's all. Reach one, teach one. And to make sure my little camera's all cleaned off. But yeah, hold on, you guys. Okay, I'm back. So I was texting with one of my attorneys and he is on the phone dealing with another client right now. And I'm waiting for him to finish up so he could come up here and discuss with me and you guys if you want this information and a myriad of things that have to do with the law. Oh, excuse me. You guys know I've been sick, so I'm trying to get over this cold and still be cute. It's really hard. But hopefully he can finish up doing what he's doing and come up here and chit chat with us. He is a retired attorney for the Attorney General's office for the state of Illinois. um, prosecutor. He has prosecuted a lot of very large cases here in Illinois. And he's a very knowledgeable man to have. And I'm so just like, oh my God, I'm so happy he's one of my attorneys. I just be like all giddy, like, because I have to be giddy. Oh, why is my cat laying at the foot of my bed like this? But yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the world. A lot of upheaval, unrest, and the only thing we can do for things like that right now is pray. But in the interim, have your shit together. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be like, my shit is 100% together because it's not. I would never tell you all, like, oh, I'm just so together. Oh, a bitch be falling off real bad. I'm getting better with spending money, um, and things like that. But when it comes down to the business of my business, I'm getting a lot better. And the people that I surround myself with are very knowledgeable. And I'm just hoping that I can impart some knowledge to you guys. Red does real estate and things like that. We're into 2024. We got some properties, had to pay taxes, and now we have to file our taxes. This will be a another tax season that we won't be getting anything, but we pay and we just keep it moving because it's no one's trying to be in anyone's jail for non-payment of taxes. Hello, princess. How are you? That's my princess. My house. Um, yeah. So it's so many things going on, and there's so many loopholes and things that I don't even know about. But that's the things that I can impart wisdom on. I'm gonna, like let you guys know. I'm gonna let you guys know. But the one thing is securing your names of your even your YouTube pages, especially if it's a page that is monetized or especially if it's monetized, you need to own it. You need to own it because a savage bitch like me will be like, can you check on such and such and it's not owned. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Now, I know you guys are like, oh my God, that's so mean. No, it's actually not. Tired. Not too long getting home. I had class, trivia club. Wow. And a meeting. Wow. All overlapping. You guys, Princess is probably one of the most amazing women I know. Um, I just get befuddled like, damn, I gotta cook and clean the cat litter box. And I just be all over the place. But Princess, I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of the grades that you received your first semester and you're moving in now into the second semester. And I'm not going to do anything but pray for you and send positive energy your way. You are fucking awesome. Everyone's not. You are though. But yeah, I don't want one of my boobs like bloop, popping out on here. But and just a quick and if I'm wrong, Red can say I'm wrong. If you have an LLC and it's an active LLC, not just a name, you need to have an account and do something with it. Our properties are under our LLC. Buy something with your LLC. Just don't have an LLC to be like, and I got an LLC. Who gives a fuck if you got an LLC? It's just a name unless you're moving something with that LLC. We prefer to buy our company, well, our properties through our LLC simply because it's a level of protection. But people don't do it. People just love having the LLC. You know, you can buy cars with your LLC. You can buy property. You can get credit cards, business credit cards through your LLC. Take advantage of those things. Just don't have LLC behind a name and you don't do anything with it. It defeats the purpose. It's supposed to be something that generates and garners money, income. Just telling you. Hold on. Mm. Oh man. It just seems like with this cold, I be cool all during the day. And then once the sun starts to set, I start feeling a little shitty, but I'm good because I took some medicine. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry about that. My attorney is trying to get to my page. So he's going to let me know when he's here. And he and I are going to just discuss a myriad of things that maybe it might interest you, it might not interest you, but he'll let me know when he gets here. But he's an awesome attorney. I have him, I have Candace, I have a few. Um, yeah, I like that. I like that. But I don't know when he gets here because he'll let me know because I called him on my house phone. But if anyone has, anything business wise that you might want to get some answers to, feel free to drop down in the chat and put that out there. You know, I'm about helping people. Y'all know I love helping people. But I also want people to be aware. And a lot of people aren't aware when it comes to things of business. I had to tell my husband once, he was like, man, he heard me on the phone a lot. He was like, I ain't never heard you talk like that. He was like, that's crazy. I was like, no, that's business. I can be real mean when it comes down to that. And guess what? I wasn't even like that prior to Craig's passing. But once he passed away, I had to do it. I had to put on my big girl draws and make sure that I had people that I trust behind me to make sure that the things that I needed executed got executed. And they've done it magnificently. I have absolutely no complaints whatsoever. Um, I have a lot of things going on that I'm not at liberty to share with you guys. But trust and believe me, you all will see it. I'm a very patient woman. I know a lot of people who aren't patient. Everything is now, 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 now. I'm not a now, 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 now. Anything that comes too easy, you ain't gonna keep it for a long time. Trust and believe me. I have figured that out. Dan, have you found it? Have you found it? Hold on. Hold on. And just like that, he has popped up. So you guys, I would like for you all to welcome my attorney, Mr. Dan Nikolic. Very knowledgeable man. Hello, Dan, the man. Um, he is a vast ball of knowledge, and he and I have discussed copyrights and things like that. And hopefully, he can guide people to what they. He can't guide you. He can tell you. You got to take it from there. But Dan, you have to wait for a delay for people to answer. Oh, okay, okay. Dan, if you can, there's a link at the top. Got to scroll back up. There's a link that says Roxy's Lady Lounge. If you can hit that, you don't have to come on camera. Your voice can be heard. Excuse me. Because I know it's you. So, but yeah, that's the whole thing, you guys. When dealing with business and you have a name, solidify the ownership of your name. If you don't, someone can take it because they want it. They might feel like, hey, it's hot right now. This name is hot. Let me see what I could do. Solidify your business. And a lot of people don't do that. And that is what I do. Um, and it's not really me. I don't do it. Okay, hold on. Guest, we have a guest. At the stage. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, dear. How are
Oh,
you? Good evening.
good. Good evening. How is everybody?
I think everyone is doing fine. How are you?
Oh, not bad. Just busy, busy. We had the
How
snowstorm today, and I,
Yeah,
trudged through
you
the snow.
guys got so much more snow than we did.
Yes, I'm out here in Oak Brook, and it was terrible. But the roads are good now. They're very well snow
Okay.
plowed, so which is not bad.
Okay, first of all, I would like to congratulate you on your new case. I'm not going to tell everyone what it is. That is for him to do, but I'm just going to give you all just a smidgen. It has something to do with social media. Um, that is for, like I said, that's for him to tell you all, not me. But people need to learn to really be cautious when it comes down to your pictures, comments that you might make on social media, because you can turn around and end up on the other side of this man right here, and you might not like it. But this evening, Dan, if you could just tell them a little bit about yourself real quick,
No, no
and
problem.
then
No
okay,
problem. I'd love to. Me and you, we've been lifelong friends. First off, first spread of record, and I was a Cook County State's attorney for about 5 years, and then I was with the Illinois Attorney General's office as a prosecutor. And I had a kind of unique position in that the people that I would prosecute would only be, say, elected officials, judges, other lawyers, assistant state's attorneys. And so I was kind of like an internal affairs for the whole state of Illinois. Well, and this year, well, Halloween of last year, I retired after being in law enforcement for 33 years and went into a small private civil law firm out here in Oak Brook. And just Monday, we filed a federal lawsuit against Facebook. And it's a big case. We've gotten international news on this thing. So it's based upon our client, Nico D'Ambrosio, being defamed with his photograph being placed on this webpage, disparaging remarks on a website that was being hosted by Facebook. And the website is called Are We Dating the Same Guy? And they're in many different chapters, many different locales. And it's basically the same thing. Women go on there. It's like a key system. Only women could join this website. But once you're in, you could post anything you want about any sort of bad date you have. So in a sense, these women are rating men on their dates, what they did, what they didn't do. And most of the time, it's not good things they mention. It's normally defaming remarks about how, the date was psycho or, an alcoholic or drinking too much, and they just shame these people. And these guys have really no recourse, whether or not that's true or not. I mean, nobody fact checks this. And that's why we're suing Facebook, going, they should have a better system in order to police, so to speak, what goes on their web pages and what content they have. But right now, they do police every post you post on Facebook. If they post something that they don't like, it'll be removed, and you'll go to what's commonly referred to as Facebook jail, right? So we're all heard of Facebook jail, and that normally comes upon Facebook in their infinite wisdom, doesn't like the post that you do because they find it offensive and they take it down. We're asking for the same thing. There's all these offensive posts about these men. They have no recourse to combat that or prove they're innocent, so to speak, and they're getting defamed. And so, we're asking Facebook to police. We don't want. We all know we have the First Amendment right to freedom of speech, and that's one of the golden rules. But there's a limit to speech, just like you can't go into a movie theater and scream fire. I mean, there's certain limits on speech. And when it comes to hate speech or when you defame someone, that's where we draw the line. So that's why we filed suit on Monday this week against Facebook and many other companies within Facebook, Meta. And so, now we're getting calls from around the whole world about this is a problem, how women are shaming men. And I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right if men do it with women or women do it with men. It's not like they're just posting these things in a good way. What they're doing is actually producing and putting it out there for 80,000 people may see it. And now their viewpoint of that person is much less than it used to be. And whether it's true or not. I mean, so anyway, that's a little bit about myself, and that's a little bit about, you may have heard about it in the news that this small little law firm in Oak Brook is suing Facebook. So it's kind of like a David and Goliath kind of thing.
With your permission, because you let me know it was on the news here in Illinois. Pardon me. I didn't want to share it without your permission. Okay, so I have your permission to share. I'll be sharing it, you guys, to my Roxy's Lady Lounge Instagram page. There should be some sort of recourse when it comes down to people on social media. Now, one question, Dan, and I would like for you, let me cut my TV all the way down. I would like for you to please give a clear and concise definition of defamation of character. And what does that categorize? And if people can really sue people for defamation unless they're not losing any sort of income.
Well, I think defamation goes, one of which is income. I mean, that's the more commonly referred to one, is you defame me, and through your defamation, through your ill comments towards me, now I lost, monetary value. There's another aspect that nobody really talks about is, the anxiety that becomes of somebody posting these posts. I mean, when I was talking to these men, they've been calling the law office. A lot of them have had anxiety attacks over these postings. A lot of men, one guy had a stroke. One guy had a heart attack. when you're seniors, yes, I mean, it's ridiculous. And I will go into even one further. I had a person call and talk tell me about how this woman that he knew in seventh or eighth grade was defaming him on, are we dating the same guy? And I asked him, how so? And he said, well, they had a picture of me on this website. She posts that, even though I haven't seen him for about 15 years, when we were in seventh or eighth grade, he fat shamed me. So he must still hate women. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know everything I said or did in seventh or eighth grade. And so now you have this person who's, was offended when she was in seventh or eighth grade. Now she's tagging this guy 15 years later on a web posting saying he hates women. I mean, there's got to be some sort of line drawn here.
So what I see a lot on social media, especially YouTube, are people always saying, well, that's defamation. That's this, that's that. And when you look at the crux of everything that's been said about a person or people within YouTube, the one thing that I see is, number one, you aren't monetarily, you're not there monetarily, where you're actually losing something. People, what I've seen is throw the word defamation out real hard. They don't have attorneys. And if you do have a good attorney, like I have you, it can be broken down as to what is defamation and what's not. Defamation is not your feelings just being hurt, even though you can file suit on things like that.
True. There's lawsuits that you just can't sue over a broken heart, so to speak. I mean, your feelings are offended. Okay, I'm sorry, but given what this person said about you, how are you at a loss, right? Your feelings are hurt. We understand that. We can't put a monetary value on that, but what more can you do?
I mean, I just I sympathize with your current case. What Miss Jam said, you can sue for anything, and this is true. But you have to, you can get an attorney and say, hey, I want to sue. But it's up to the judge to say if this is a suable matter. Because if it's not a suable matter, it will be tossed out. If I'm not mistaken.
No, you're exactly right. And so there are checks and balances into this system of justice that we have. So yeah, anybody can sue anybody. You go in small claims and you pay the filing fee and you pay for have somebody served with a process server, and anybody could draw each person into court and waste their time. And whether or not they win or not, I know a lot of people are just vindictive. And so they're like, we just want to see him hurt. Well, your case is going nowhere. But they want to do it. They file these small claims, or they do hire lawyers, spend thousands of dollars just fighting over principle, and they may never win.
Right. And, like for me, because you and I talk a lot, and I also talk to my other attorney a lot, you all make me very methodical about some of the moves that I have to make. I wish sometimes I could just I'm gonna sue you. And I throw that term out there, but I know what I can sue about and what I can't. And the amazing thing is there are so many people that don't know. So just the fact that you have a lawsuit against Facebook, Meta, and you are gaining more clients as this is gaining momentum, I think that's awesome. I feel really bad for the men involved, because who can remember what someone did in seventh grade?
Right. And how are you going to combat that? And you're a grammar school kid, right? Now put 15 years on top of it. I think you've matured. I think you've changed a little. But no, she was like, he was mean to me in seventh and eighth grade. You know what? This is what I could tell you about this, ladies. Stay away from him. I mean, that's not a good representation of the man. And you know what? I will be safe to say that everybody that I know they've gone on bad dates, and because the party they were with, it just didn't work out, or maybe they were not having a great day. They were having an off day, and they had an off date. And so now for all these
Yeah.
women to compound and jump on a person and say, listen, be careful of him, ladies. He does X, Y, and Z. And 15 years ago, he was mean to somebody in seventh grade. That's just not right.
So moving forward, and I know I can't ask you a lot about this case. How confident are you, feeling about
Well,
this?
well, I feel pretty confident, and I think it's obviously Facebook, Meta, what have you. They're going to have their team of lawyers throwing up the First Amendment, saying they can't be sued because they really don't control the content on their Facebook pages. And my argument, and I think it's a simple argument, is that they do patrol their web pages every single day, whether it be algorithms or by actually people looking at every web page, because people wouldn't wind up in Facebook jail, like I was saying. I mean, you post something offensive or what Facebook finds to be offensive, they remove it and they put you in jail, for X time period.
I'm
So,
opposed
they
to
regulate
removing.
these, or remember fact checking. If you said something a couple months ago or a year,
That's
2
what
years
I
ago
got.
about COVID,
That's what they did to me two
yeah, they
weeks
do a fact
ago,
checker, a fact
and I
checker.
don't even know you're on my Facebook. You're
Right,
on all my social media,
right.
and I posted something that was funny. As you know, my family is on my Facebook.
Hmm.
That's my personal space. Um, and I woke up the next day and I seen that something was removed, and I was just like, "What did I say?" Because I try not to say anything offensive, and
You're right. You're
and
right.
and
But
they deemed what I said offensive, and I know it wasn't offensive, but you are a career man. So you're not on social media like I am. And I see people ending up in jail. So YouTube jail, Facebook, Instagram jail for things that are so minute because artificial intelligence deemed it wrong.
right. So I'm positive that Facebook can come up with some sort of safeguards in order for people to not get defamed and hurt and slandered, and their reputation being ruined because a bunch of people are just piling onto them, right? And so I don't think it's right. And so I don't think that I would consider it to be even almost like hate speech, right? You want to hate on this guy so much, and you want to make his life miserable, that you're just piling onto this guy about every little thing. I don't know. This dating world has changed immensely, where you're
Man,
like rated. It's like a Yelp rating for restaurants. Whereas you leave a bad Yelp restaurant review, at least a restaurant guy can come in and go, well, we had an off night or whatever. With these guys, they can't do that. Even that, they
because
can't
their
even.
characters have been besmirched.
Right. And it's this key system where, are we dating the same guy? You as a man, I just can't get into the website. So you have to be, asked to join. You have to ask to join. And then if they see
Right.
your bio, they'll let you in.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Princess, can you come up for 1 minute? I need to go relieve myself. Can you come up, Princess? Please. Thank you. Come on. I mean, if we had that back when we were young ones, we would probably wouldn't have kids or marriage or because nowadays everyone finds everything offensive, and it I don't even know how to quantify like dating in this age. My husband and I just had this conversation the other night. He goes, "Women are really going to Home Depot and Lowe's to find men." He said, "Is that really happening?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." Because there's no back down to basics. Princess, can you hold this down? I'll be back, Dan.
Okay.
Coming back. You know, Dan, I appreciate you so much because it's just like when you sent me what you're doing, I was like really shocked because a while back, I wanted to file a lawsuit. This is before you came on, and it's a YouTube thing. Okay, so a lot of people, and if you ever get the time, because YouTube have a YouTube page, you don't really utilize it because you're a busy man. But if you go into the YouTube terms and conditions, um, before you agree to going on there, and it's a lot, and it's a lot of little, pardon me, little fine print. One of the things is it's very hard to sue YouTube. Um, Now, if a group of people come together, they can class action YouTube, but a single individual, it's very hard to do it. Why is it so hard to go after YouTube as far as a civil suit?
Well, because I've spoken to many people about this, and it comes down to costs and who's going to bear the brunt of the cost. So it's to file a lawsuit and against any corporation, right? It's going to take a lot of time and manpower, legal hours. That's going to be expended on motion upon motion. I know I'm positive we're going to be hit with hundreds of pages of motions in the next couple of weeks from Meta, Facebook, and all the other entities that we sued under.
Hold on. No, no, Princess. I don't have a new StreamYard account. I had to pay. If you can hit that link up there, I would appreciate it. But I don't think you have to check that out. She's my princess, House of the Princess. She started my account for me, and I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. But please continue.
But I don't know where I left off, but I don't know.
You said you're gonna get hit with a lot of motion.
Oh yeah, a lot of motions on this because they're going to want to get this case out of court as fast as possible. Facebook, that is, right? And what we're seeking is some sort of safeguards be in place, and that ultimately the photograph of our client and all the defamatory statements that were made about him, we want that to be removed, right? I mean, I don't think it's that hard, but I guess to this point it will be.
I mean, so with do you think they're gonna try to scare you away?
Oh, you know what? I don't think so. I mean, of course, being scared away, being throwing a lot of paper at us, I'm sure they'll try to do that,
You
right?
dealt with more paper. They
Oh,
don't know you.
I'm from the old age where I actually have paper and I've had to carry reams and reams of paper. And now these kids have everything on their laptop, or their little tablet. And so, but I've carried paper. I know paper and I know what a lot of that paper means. And a lot of it's all like double spaced gobbledygook that means nothing. And it's just racking up billable hours for the law firm, that Facebook is going to retain, and they're going to try to out paper you. They're going to see, oh, we're a small law firm. They're, Meta, they're going to get a big law firm and try to scare us away. But, there's that story, about David and Goliath, right? And so,
Right.
Everybody thinks Goliath's going to win, but he's clumsy and doesn't move as fast and is not as agile. Here we are, we're a small firm. We could go and dip and curve as much as we can. Whereas some of these big law firms, some of these big companies, they're slow moving big ships. And it's, so I think we're going to be fast and agile. We have a great case, and it's a case that everybody can relate to. Nobody wants to get defamed. Nobody wants to have somebody post things that is not true about you. And if somebody did post something about you, it's not true, you'd like an avenue to try to get that removed. Right. And when ultimately, when you send the parties like registered mail, a letter saying, please, the cease and desist. And when they don't do it, you got to file a lawsuit. So,
okay, real quick, as far as cease and desist go, when you send a cease and desist out, if someone stops, okay, that's great.
the case is over. Yeah. Case is over.
If
There's
they
no case.
don't stop, what is the next legal recourse that one,
Well,
as
obviously,
far as the
I mean,
attorney would take?
obviously, you would hire an attorney to file a lawsuit, against them. And, there's filing fees. You have to know all the different procedures, who gets served, how to, how the summons has to look, how the complaint has to look, and you got to put that all in a complaint where, people by themselves could do it. It's just easier if you go to an attorney, and then you file it and, argue in front of the judge saying, we want this taken down. This is what we have always wanted up until now. Right. And we still want that.
Right. I've had to send a cease and desist out before, and it's something that you really don't want to do, but you know me very well. We've known each other very, very, very long time. I will go all the way, as you would go all the way for me as your client. I just wish people would vet information, stop taking what the next person says for face value.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think that would cut down on so many things, but people want to sensationalize the things that come out of their mouths. And, for Facebook and Meta, yeah, you may have not protected people as you should have. But for the lay people, and when I say lay, I mean poor, you have to watch what comes out of your mouth. And a lot of people don't do that. You can't get blood from a turnip, as my grandmother would say. But I will sue the fuck out of you. Excuse my language. And, you and I have talked on several occasions, and you know who and what you and I have to do. And these are pliable cases. But people don't understand pliable cases. People just want to, they talked about me. And that's not all it has to do with you. It's not just a talking about you.
Right.
It's emotional distress and things like that. But people don't get that.
Right. And so
I'm not a person who's monetized. Actually, I can be monetized on YouTube. I'm not, because I haven't went through the steps, but there have been instances that I have had great strife. And as you told me, we can move forward with the strife, but these men getting sick and having strokes and heart attacks through anxiety. People don't even understand that when you go through something on social media, that as soon as you wake up in the morning, you turn over, you go use the bathroom, you brush your teeth, you wash your face. The next thing you do once you get your coffee is grab your phone, and you almost dread picking up your phone because you don't know what is going to be said about you. And it almost makes like your heart flutter.
Well, nobody wants to read bad things about themselves, right? They don't, and why should you, right? And you shouldn't have to be faced with that every single day. That more and more people are like monkey piling on you. They see somebody down, okay, well then everybody piles on top of that person, whether it be true or not.
We have someone, Princess, who said people do that do that stuff all day on YouTube. People don't care. What is the recourse when people just talk a little bit too much?
Well, obviously, if it has any kind of lasting effects, or to the detriment, whether they have our client having anxiety or physically having a stroke, right? If you could try to prove that it was caused by a statement, caused by what these people have done, you can make out a case for that. If you post somebody else's photograph on the internet with a caption of "this person is a thief," right? Well, that's obviously defaming someone. If you post that same picture and said this guy is a womanizer, same thing. It's not helping that person at all. You're just trying to tear that person down. You're trying to hurt that other person, in any ways you can. And, if these people are posting pictures of guys and writing whatever tagline they want to, because nobody's going to check it. And the person that's getting this stuff said about him, he can't combat it either. So we're trying
Well,
to give them a voice.
you have a Herculean task in
Yeah,
front of you.
you're right. You're right.
And well, Princess also said this, and if you could speak on this right here, I just put it up on the screen. Do you know what doxing is?
Yes, yes, and in the state of Illinois, there's a brand new law that just went into effect January 1st, 2024, and this anti-doxing bill that the state legislature passed, that's included in the lawsuit that we filed on Monday in the federal court. We mentioned and referred to the anti-doxing statute. It just was enacted. It was enacted a couple days ago, and we are,
Wow.
I believe, are the first people to charge anybody under this anti-doxing statute, because it is relevant. If I post your photograph and I post where you work and I post disparaging things about you, and you do that on a social media platform, saying with 80,000, 88,000 women, it's not out of the realm that one of these women are going to do something, right? And you stalk you or make you pay for all these wrongs that are said on and posted on Facebook, on the Facebook. Are we dating the same guy? So
But that just does not encompass. I mean, I understand you have your case,
right.
but that, like, in the big ball of wax, that encompasses all social media, correct?
Yes. If I post something, let's say this. What if I say, Roxanne's she's out in front of this store and blah blah blah, and I post it, right? Now, if I just do it because I figured why not. But if I did it knowing that you're going to get hurt, knowing that your ex-husband is there, and just to do something or whatever, this will cause big problems, right?
So
You
would
don't
that
want.
be considered malicious intent?
Yes, if you put this out there for the detriment of the person being doxxed, yes, that's a brand new statute just been enacted. So it's to combat this. I mean, no politician wants somebody tweeting out exactly where they're at all the time, just for a security purpose. Same thing with normal individuals. I mean, do you want everybody to know on social media where you're at 24/7? No,
No.
no, no.
Can you please give everyone a definition of exactly what malicious intent is?
Well, it's one of those things where it's a case by case basis. What is malicious intent? Okay, you did it with a sour heart, so to speak, or you did some action in order to hurt the other party. I would think a lot of people would say, oh, this is malicious, just given the fat pattern. I think it's a case by case basis. And, I mean, some people, say things in a malicious way, if that makes any sense about a person. Anyway.
But that's like the thing I've learned just about social media. And this is why I thank God every day for the legal minds that are with me. I hear people throwing out these legal terms and legal jargon, and I'm just like, you don't know what the F you're talking about. You know, um, Everyone thinks they know the law until they're in front of an attorney. Now, Princess put this up here. Someone posted my mugshot and arrest with inaccurate allegations of the charges. I believe it's still up. What can she do about
Well,
that?
obviously the first thing she could do is, send them a letter, send it to the Facebook provider, or send to the person you think is doing this a registered mail letter, saying, please stop this. I want my image or likeness off your page or your comments off your page. And then if that doesn't work, you'll have to up it to I actually talking to an attorney like myself, and we would, draw up the documents to sue this person, and then we'd actually, file it in court, and they would get a copy of the complaint. They would get served, and they'd have to appear in court. So, there's many different steps here, but the first steps are, voluntarily asking to remove that photograph or take down these inaccurate, statistics or details about your life. And then if they don't do that, then come see an attorney.
Okay, another quick question. Let's just say that what qualifies people, a group of people, to file a class action lawsuit
Well, there,
against
well, no,
you?
it is. It's like a common theme, theme of wrongdoing, a common defendant, they have to, in order for judicial economy, they want to streamline all this and to make them into class actions, a group of people, all with similar type cases, all against similar defendants. And right now we're getting, maybe 100 and something people calling the office every day, all stating that they were wrong, they
What?
were defamed through these websites. Not just, are we dating the same guy, Chicago, but there's, are we dating the same guy, New York? Are we dating the same guy, Los Angeles? So there's all across the United States, this is going on, right? And so if we could certify this whole class of wrong men into one class action lawsuit, well, we will, because it'll be more judicially economy for just judicial expediency, if you want to say that. Instead of all these guys having to file a lawsuit, it'll be done in one.
So basically, what you have going on at this point with the case that is coming forth with you is a class action lawsuit.
Right now, it's yes. Right now, it's filed as just one individual, but I think when everything's said and done, it will be a class action where there's going to be many, many people that were wronged, and they could prove that they were wronged and defamed. So
But
anyway, I don't
what
want to cut you.
number?
I don't want to cut you short. I got to go at 9:30.
Okay,
So
well, go ahead, sweetie.
okay, take care. It was great talking to
Thank
everybody.
you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you
But
coming up.
take care and stay warm, everybody. Okay.
Good night, love.
Good night. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And there we have it. That is my attorney, Dan Nicholas. Um, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm still getting over this bullshit. Um, it's all a question ugh, set up of what are you gonna do? You want to file lawsuits? Let's file lawsuits because bigger people can be named within lawsuits. I so much appreciate Dan Nikolic coming up here this evening and giving us his knowledge on the law. And he will be back. And I will keep you guys abreast of what's going on with his case. His case has become national because people get in their feelings. And, you know, things can work out in your favor. You just have to take the time to do your due diligence and file paper, and if you feel like that you are having a problem, you all can hit me. I will speak with him or put him in touch with you. And if you need to do the next steps to, you know, vindicate yourself, please let me know. Let me know. I am very happy with the people who are on who are with me legally. Um, I'm very comfortable with them. I don't want to just be like, I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna do this. I get in my feelings, and when I do, I talk to them, and they be like, "Oh, this is good, and this is good," and nah, this ain't good. But I know what's good in my life, and if you all need any help, please let me know. Okay? I don't, I don't deal with riffraff attorneys. Nothing about my legal people is trash. It's all very, very above board. And I just feel like people, when you don't have a voice, there's someone out there legally that can get you to where you need to be. No, everyone does not have money where you can get it from them, but other entities can be named within a lawsuit. And that is what's going on currently with my attorney, with a client that he has. And they're going after Facebook and Meta. So we're going to send good vibrations and positive energy to him that the task that he has been set forth to do, that he gets it done. And I believe he will, because he's a bad motherfucker. So just take that off the screen. Okay. How do I take it off, Princess? Okay. How about that? Um, I just feel like in the grand scheme and the paradigm of social media, just when you think that you don't have any recourse, you have recourse. If anyone ever needs any help, please let me know and I will point you in the right direction. Protect things off the screen the same way you put them up. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let me see. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm gonna put that up though. I didn't know that. See, you're a busy woman, so you can't always tell me everything. And thank you for letting me know. But yeah. Now everyone knows. Everyone knows. So if anyone needs any help, is it feeling some kind of way or whatever, reach out. I'm a DM away, and I can put you in touch with who you need to talk to. I am covered in a big, thick down blanket of legal knowledge from the people who are close to me and dear to my heart, which are my attorneys. Hey, Stu, what's happening, sugar? So, yeah, I'm going to keep you all posted about this whole lawsuit that's going on with Meta. And he said I can share it now. So I will be sharing it to my Instagram, Roxy's Lady Lounge. And if I can figure out how to share it to my community wall, I will you know, I'll figure out how to do it. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna be touching and moving and shit like that. But I'm gonna let you all see because literally this has become a movement for him. And like he said, he was a prosecutor for the attorney general's office, and now he's in private practice. And this is a very large case for him. Um, So we're just going to send him good energy and good vibrations. But if you guys need to know anything or you need any help, please let me know. Yeah, let me know. That's what I do. I help. So astute, astute. Dina called me earlier so she can get my lasagna recipe, and I gave it to her. And I was so happy. I'm like, it's so freezing here. And I aim to help. That's all. So, but yeah, always remember David brought down Goliath. Anything can happen. And hello, Miss Bug, Kiva, Jam, Red Label, Princess. Thank you for everyone who's here, anyone who's in the bushes. Um, I appreciate you guys for being here. I am about what's right. And I believe anyone can be crushed. Just like that. But if anyone needs anything, please feel free to DM me at Roxy's Lady Lounge. Justice can always be exacted. It's, it's very easy. You all have a friend named Roxy, you know? But I do appreciate, you guys for being here. Um, and just know there's the only thing bigger than the law was God. Everything can be crushed. Very simple. And people are like, oh, it's not that simple. It is. People just don't take the time to do it. I will finish you. And you can do it too. So I feel very capital. When I asked my husband to bring me home a fish fillet, I haven't ate all day. I've showered, I'm clean, and I watched Power for like the third time. And I'm in a good headspace. Ooh, my scarf coming off. Hold on. Ugh, there. I'm in a good headspace. But yeah, I'm glad I'm feeling better too. My nose is still running. It's this nostril in particular. And I just keep blowing my nose and blowing my nose. There's really nothing else I can do other than just let it pass. So, but on that note, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, Astute. Thank you, Princess. Thank you, Dina. Thank you, Dan. Dan, the man, the attorney. Thank you so much for coming up and being a guest in Roxy's Lady Lounge. Thank you, Miss Jam. Thank you. Come get this commentary. Thank you, Miss Bug. Uh, thank you, Red Label. And I'm gonna find other content and things where I can bring someone on and we could discuss things. If anyone has any ideas of who you might want me to bring up, please let me know. Don't be a stranger. I'm here for it. God bless you all. Enjoy your Friday evening, God. May God give you everything that's good. And if you need any legal advice, please pick up the phone. And I'm here. So, on that note, Vita Zane,